That sounds really good.
Great.
Sounds just absolutely delightful. They're like chicken wings in that you kind of batter and then bake the cauliflower and then they get crispy and then you make a buffalo wing sauce.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on this kick where I keep making these things and I'm like, it's not that I am vegan or vegetarian or want to replace the thing, but they're good on their own.
It's true. You can do a lot with cauliflower.
You can.
For sure.
I want to ask a quick question. Why do we associate world map sounds with such a lighter, flutish timbre, as opposed to like the more reedy organ of the Mushroom Kingdom theme?
My theory is, wait, you'll have to go back outside here.
I'm happy to do that, sorry. We'll listen to the world map for a minute. I just wanted to contrast the two right away.
So, what I get a lot from this theme, you know, yes, there's the flute going on, but I also get kind of an expansiveness in the accompaniment pattern, and that is more world mappy to me than necessarily the timbre.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of like the kind of that low harpy plucked string with the reverb too. That's really adding to that.
Yeah.
And how there's no like singular sort of tonic location as opposed to the Mushroom Kingdom, which is like burp, 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 which is sort of very stable. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Okay, we're just saying bless you for no reason.
All right.
Bless you, child.
There is almost no mid-range in this world map theme too. Like, you've got the high flutes and the low bass.
True,
There's nothing
yeah.
between it, which really opens it up.
Yeah, and you know, this is something we've mentioned before, that we have a lot more voices available. There's not the same type of rhythmic textural density that we have on the NES. And so we're able to just let a note sit and reverberate a little bit and imply that space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Get it? It's below me, because it's below you.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
Really? I thought I was making one of those we all know this jokes. Oh,
I didn't even see it. I don't even know.
Okay, I feel really dumb now. That's okay though. Good job making me feel dumb.
There's a lot of stuff like that in this game. I love how it teaches you how to pipe, because it is not quite the same as it's been in previous games.
I just love how this game incorporates still some of those platform elements as we're seeing right now, trying to find some secret stuff.
That's not there apparently. Alas, okay, there we go.
It's further in. I think I know where you're thinking you are.
Somewhere like up here in a random spot, there's a cool thing.
Yeah. There's a like a hidden.
Whatever, I'm not gonna find it.
And we keep that lovely sound effect from Mario's past, from the jumping to the tunneling.
Yeah.
Right. There's a really fast way through this dungeon that if I was a good, responsible person, I would have looked up. But I don't know it now.
Yeah, the meandering is more realistic.
That's charitable of you.
Wonderful trope, RPG trope of the monster in the box, or the monster is the box.
Yeah.
The treasure chest attacks.
Yes.
That's right.
But in this one, it's not like you tried to open the chest first. It just attacks you.
No, you open the box, because you open the treasure.
What the heck was
Oh,
that?
well, yeah, you have to hit him first. He's already attacking you, though.
True.
It's not like you go up to a treasure and then it's like, monster in a box.
No, you do, because this is an optional thing. If I wouldn't have hit the question mark block, I wouldn't have ever had to fight this.
Oh, see, I was trying to log into Twitch and I missed it.
Ah.
Has anybody actually
What'd you say, Karen?
I was like, as I was asking if anybody was on the chat on Twitch, or are we all? Is it just us?
There's a few people. They're saying what they're eating. We got
Yep.
cheesecake,
I saw Kate.
grapefruit gummies.
Coffee
Nobody
and
shut
gummies sounds like a pretty rad meal, actually.
I don't have any.
Yeah, but Kate always has these really like exotic flavors of gummies.
Yeah.
Like she has all these like champagne ones and stuff. They always sound amazing. So Julianne, you're doing wine tonight too, right?
Yes. What am I doing? I don't know. It was a twist off. It's some Cabernet Santa Rita
There you go.
honoring 120 heroes. Who are they? Ooh, there's a legend. 120
Wicked Grove cider
patriots.
For me.
They had to flee the fight of Chile's independence. Oh man, there's a whole thing. I don't like the Patriots, so whatever.
It's fun. What was yours
Dana.
again, Ryan?
Wicked Grove cider. It's pretty good.
Dana, I was gonna say, I feel like your voice is like 3 notes lower than it should be, but I don't know if it's just like.
No, I hear that too.
Does anyone
I
else hear that? Okay, I'm like, it's like just slightly low.
It's like the RPM trough.
That's possible.
Slightly wrong RPM.
But you have a lot more authority now. Not that you didn't before.
Got it.
Any way to fake it until I make it, right?
Right? Just like we're in a man's world.
True.
We gotta do something.
I want to say it was Jeanette Jones was posting about this app that tracks whether male or female voices are speaking in a meeting, and it shows how much time one person is talking.
Yeah.
That's my favorite little theme in there. We'll come to that when we get the full version of that elegy theme.
I like how
But I do like the
it's so
music box
willing to
version
just
of it.
completely contrast with the rest of the background music.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Which really puts it in the realm of sound effect too. It's like, this doesn't belong here.
Right.
But
And that plays when you die, like ludically die, right? But also other times.
is it the death theme?
I don't think so.
You might
I
be
think
right.
it's a different thing. Though I don't know. It's been a while since I've died in this game.
This is it's the sad theme. We'll hear it when we get to the frog pond and talk more about Mallow's sad
Yeah.
past. I was just gonna say, so mine tonight got a giant bottle of Valpolicella, and I was very happy about that because it was $9 off at the grocery store, and therefore it was less than some of the smaller bottles. So I was pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Forgot about Kiro Cola
Oh yeah, the mega
Yeah.
elixir of this game.
and like frog coin, like the whole froggy nature of this game.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Everything's
small-
about frogs. Even Mallow, he's a frog.
Yeah, I forgot that Mallow was a frog.
He's a frog.
Not really a frog.
Because as we discovered on Twitter, Caro is the croaking sound that small, lovely frogs make.
That's right.
Like Karopi, I'm gonna guess.
I love
Which
that
I
rat
remember.
number 2 is just like, peace out, man.
He's almost always peace out. It's really hard to get him to hang around.
Karen, we see you on chat on Twitch.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't showing me anything. That's why I was like, maybe nobody's here yet.
Yeah.
We're just not talking enough. Or they're just not talking enough.
I think it's important to place the game appropriately. La la la.
Original Invincibility Star theme.
That's right. Alright, I'm gonna cheat and consider. Well, I'm not gonna fast forward. It's right here. One more screen. I lost a lot
Going
of
back
time
to
falling
your-
down the edge, though.
These are, streaming dungeons can be pretty tedious. But it really gives you a good sense of what it's like to go back and forth between these like two different kinds of music.
Yeah, sometimes what it's like is hearing this song a lot. And actually, I think the music here never really grates the way some JRPGs do.
This one in particular, because, I mean, this gets used at the very beginning when you're, like, going to see what's up in the castle.
True.
But it works so well as a dungeon theme. It's, you know, again, it's got that very low... And using pipe organ, which seems surprisingly early in a game to introduce that.
I think also there's a lot of sound effects that are happening when you do things, for lack of a better way to say that.
There's a lot of unique sound effects for
Right.
a JRPG. This is very involved.
And
Normally,
it kind
it's a
of
generic,
like breaks up
always
the
play
sound.
the same sound effect. Yeah, I agree with that.
So is that Marioing it up by putting, like, more cutesy sound effects in it?
Yes, I would say so.
Certainly Nintendoing, at least.
Nintendoing.
Nintendo tends to, their games just tend to have so much more of a musical sound world.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, the whole world is something to play with.
Yeah. And that's probably like a big Miyamoto thing, because he's really,
Oh, rats.
Yep.
really into music.
I
And
hate
so are
myself.
we.
I should have
We
said
don't hate
something.
ourselves.
I thought it would take me back to the beginning of the dungeon, meaning...
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a moment where I was just like, no. Up.
Yeah, great. That's okay.
Like, I love that, like, that tail slap sound effect.
Yeah, for sure.
And the clonk of the hammer.
All of them are so good. And then you
Like,
get
why
the
a
coin.
hammer? Why didn't you get a wrench?
Yeah, he is a plumber, right?
Yeah.
Because of the Donkey Kong game, the first one, he gets a hammer, right?
Oh, that is why.
Oh yeah, it is why.
There's so much like legacy mechanics and items and sound effects in this game from games past,
Yeah, they really
True.
dug
Well-
deep for this one.
while also being like a true RPG in so many ways.
Hey, that means I can heal. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I think anybody expected it to be with this sort of crossover.
Yeah.
It was like Nintendo was like, if we're gonna do a JRPG, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
I always find multiple coin boxes to be a little bit more annoying in this game.
That used to be the Mimic, but I've already fought him once, so now you get the bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think it's just something about like moving in the 3D space and like staying under it, making sure that.
Speaking
True,
of that,
yeah.
unlike Mario Galaxy and Mario 64, you'll notice that it's really hard because Mario doesn't have a shadow unless you jump. It's actually very difficult to move him in the isometric space accurately.
Mm-hmm.
That frustrates a lot of players, and I don't blame them at all. Alright, what is this pipe?
Just,
do?
oh, I love that. What is that top voice? Bum 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 bum. It's so
Oh yeah.
picky. What instrument would I call that? Or any of us?
The top
hear it
voice is
again.
an organ, right?
No, the beep bop bop bop.
Yeah,
It's hard to
little-
hear.
the little picky thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe an electric piano?
Is it supposed to resemble a pizzicato string, though?
Maybe, but it's
But
not.
There's so much echo and reverb on it. Like, is it a weird harp? Is it a weird keyboard? Is it a weird just Pitts violin?
Yeah. Whatever it is, I enjoy its little line.
Maybe it's a marimba. Just kidding. Xylophone.
Get it? He's below you. I know I already made that joke. Because he lives in the sewer. And he's hungry. This is a classic RPG trope right here that the thing is hungry and wants to consume your party.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with Doug.
In a
It's definitely
sewer.
not a marimba.
Yeah,
Not
that's
a-
why I said it. I was a little bit. I still saw that Doug was here, and so I needed to.
Work it in somehow.
Probably a vibraphone.
So you've offended him. He's just gonna like stomp off and slam the door now. The proverbial Twitch door.
Where's my bib?
This melee attack from him is one of the few boss attacks I'm reasonably good at blocking, so he's welcome to do that as often as he wants.
I wish my arms could do that, like, cool stretch punch.
Does this song track have, like, the turntable, like, DJ sound? Is that what I hear? What is that called?
I love this theme so much.
It's so good.
This is a really great boss.
It's really eclectic.
And it's a
Yes.
much lower tempo in some ways than many boss themes, even though the harmonic rhythm moves pretty fast. This is down tempo compared to like a prog rock JRPG boss theme.
Yeah, it is.
So you
Because
feel
it kind of relaxes. Yeah. I mean, like, it sort of, like, relaxes into the weird snare part, and then, like, the drum set sort of gets, like, really busy once there's that weird metrical thing that goes on, like, da 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 da, and that climb. But, like, it sort of then relaxes back into the drum roll, but it's, like, never really, it's just always a little off kilter, which I find really interesting.
it helps you settle into the groove of hitting the rhythm on all these timed hits you have to do.
That's true.
Yeah,
Like it kind of subtly reminds you this is actually a rhythm game you're playing right now.
true.
Bonk.
Because so much of the beat, so much of the rhythms are being hit by percussion, which is helpful.
So, the one JRPG trend that this bucks, to the player's disadvantage, is that in most Square RPGs, if you get hit with the same status effect twice, it'll cure it. But Mallow stayed a Scarecrow, which is too bad.
Is that really true about most JRPGs? At least, I guess, of this time? Is that I know
Final
that
Fantasies
some
4,
of them
5,
are.
and 6 all have that. Imp cures Imp,
So,
Mini cures
that's
Mini,
true. I
Pig
thought 6
cures
was... I thought 6 was a little bit more nuanced. Maybe it wasn't.
Pig. Stone won't cure Stone. You can't turn yourself to stone. That's not a thing.
Good to know. What is that DJ sound called?
What sound specifically are we talking about right now?
It's like the
Oh.
turntable sound. You know? What's that called?
Dominic has joined us. Hello.
Scratching a record. Things I don't know because I deal in like streamed digital music, so.
I mean, it's just scratching. I don't know that it has another term, right?
Yeah, it's just
Nope.
a record scratch.
I just couldn't think of what that was. Like
took
that
a-
DJ sound.
I took a rock seminar in undergrad where the prof brought in somebody to do like a turntable lesson with all of us so that we could learn a little bit about how to do it. It's so
great.
hard. It is so hard.
Hmm.
Really have a great respect for how difficult it is to, even just like get the record back to where you want it so that you can do the infinite looping to create the hook that you want. But yeah, scratching, it was like mine always sounded like it's like that's not happy.
So this is another Square
Oh, yes.
tradition. We're gonna pause here so we
Such
can
a
hear the
Square
music
thing.
during the instructions part before I do the minigame.
Yeah,
But
that sounds good.
fun minigames are a big part of Square RPGs. And before Final Fantasy took up the mantle, this game has more than any other Final Fantasy game to date when this was released. And I think that they began to bring in some of those minigame ideas to break up the JRPG gameplay after doing this game.
And these, especially Mario, like Super Mario 64 has this too. That's the tradition of like kind of this sort of like Western. What would you call this genre? I'm like blanking out.
Carnival
It's kind of a-
Calliope.
Yeah,
I
but
was
kind of
gonna-
a, you know, the
I
sort of
think
western.
You're getting it kind of like a sentimental like cowboy song.
Yeah, like these
I'm
like.
thinking like even like Don't Fence Me In.
The strings here are very folksy.
Yeah, sort of like folksy western, like Americana
Yeah. Is
style.
that,
like thinking of the like slide theme from Super Mario 64 too. That
there's
has
the
this
little like giddy up
style.
rhythm.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, the percussion rolls here are much more marimba than the previous thing.
Yeah, listen for it.
It'll come around again. I'll wait for it to come around before I go. Yeah, this instrument here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where'd the music go?
And what's that tick-tock instrument? God, I'm not a percussionist.
Wood block?
Is it just a wood block?
That's where I'm getting kind of the like hoof like galloping.
Okay.
Maybe it's a coconut.
Maybe it's a coconut.
I see. I'm not streaming from home normally. Normally, I have a coconut that sits right on my bookshelf for that very reason. For spontaneous
For that
money.
very
Python.
reason.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go.
Have fun.
Okay, bye.
Down the river we go.
We can handle it from here. Oh yeah!
Oh,
Look at this.
I just want the green coin. Actually, don't care about anything
Talk
else.
about the silly sound effects too. That like that's not what swimming upstream sounds like.
What does swing upstream sound like?
Splashy. Like water splashes. I don't know. That one's got a warm.
This is like one of
It's
those
got a bit
examples
more
in
speed
which
to it.
like you sort of need that feedback sound effect, even though like what would that really sound like? But it's like one of those sort of like extra super surreal almost, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Moments where sound like has to do something that it would never do in real life. For like a real practical
the
purpose.
motion sounds in the underwater scenes in Mario. You know, you always have the little boop, 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 boop.
Boop, boop. Yeah.
Like it doesn't really happen, but there
Doesn't
they are.
happen,
Oh,
but there
come on,
they are.
give me the flower.
They just keep stealing it,
I know.
jerks. Everybody wants it. They don't know how to use it. They can't appreciate it like you can.
I'm gonna sell it. Wait, what are we talking about?
But I would agree on the swimming upstream thing that it feels a bit like it's confirming the action and
For
it's got
sure.
a little
And
more weight and presence.
speaking as the player, you need that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because you really feel like it's weighted so heavily. And you make no headway doing it, but
No, it's not.
you can
You make a little bit.
bit.
You can't ever
Little
make enough to
bit.
go back up, but what you can do is
Get over.
change your horizontal momentum relative to your vertical momentum to like make this cave for the flower.
Oh, but yeah, so I posted the transcription of that one just to point out that, these are all fan transcriptions. These aren't mine, but
Right.
in that case, we were talking about the kind of maroon third and fourth line. You get that like quick repetition. Like that has to be some sort of keyboard-based instrument for the most part to be that clean. So
Thanks, Nintendo 73.
I know, right?
Oh, come on.
I love when I get this like absolutely perfect. Such a good feeling.
It is a
It's
good
not
feeling.
I often make stupid mistakes.
I pick the wrong path all the time.
At one time, I remember like writing it down. See, now the fish, they make like a good like gluggy sound. It's great.
They also take a lot of your coins when you get hit, so I'm gonna try really hard
They
for us to
do.
not hear it again.
That losing coin noise is beautiful, though. It's so resonant and jingly.
It's like a casino where you're losing all your money.
The casino's happy you're losing your money.
They are. We'll see more casinos later in this game.
It's true.
We will.
And that one has a fun little theme attached to it.
Yeah, it does.
If I really was desperate for frog coins and currency, I could go back and do this again. But we're not going to do that. We are going to equip the Knock Knock shell.
Heck yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Back to our weightless world theme, and back to on
Just have
to the
We
tadpole.
just have the underlying thing. This
Yeah.
reminds me a little bit like in Super Mario World, how when you get on Yoshi, it adds the extra track.
Yeah, but this is like just the extra track part.
This is just the extra track until you like make the world all colorful again. You restore some joy, and
to
then
answer
it turns
Dominic's
into this
question,
wild
by
party.
the way, when Mario got hit by the fish, the losing coin sound is a descending sound. Sonic's ring losing sound is much more like an explosion, like you just dropped a bunch of rings on the ground. It's not pitched a particular direction the way that is. Yeah, Doug, I agree. You know they're stretching. It's like, man, I wonder what like channel 80 did for an instrument. Somebody like won a bet. That's my guess.
Oh, love it.
I like how this sort of like this really sort of Brazilian tropey channel or track is like the what actually stays in, sort of solidifying that as being a kind of a core component rather than an extraneous component of the like true music of this area.
Yeah.
I also love the like you get the thing ruining the effect before you even see him, before you
Right.
even get the great frog mucus. It's like, pay no attention to the men behind the
Exactly.
curtain.
I like that old wise people is in quotes. That's the best.
The scare quotes. It's a pretty good trick, though. Also, what is with his like UFO sound effect?
Because he's a mysterious flying thing, or he's supposed to be.
Here it
There you
is.
go.
The party starts. So some steel pan up in here, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was somebody in Minnesota, a fellow graduate student, who was teaching a steel drum course for people who didn't know how at the grad level, and I didn't take it because I'm dumb.
We had the same thing.
So if Chrissy
Someone who
Bergmark
was,
happens to see
you
this
were ahead of
ever,
me.
I want you to know that that's one of my biggest regrets of grad school is not taking your steel drum class.
It's true. See, at OSU, it was Cole Harrison, so... But I did do African drumming, so I didn't totally have my head in the orchestra, so... And it was really cool, because I had taken some African drumming up in Cleveland when I was doing my master's, and
Nice.
we studied with somebody from Guinea, and then down at OSU it was somebody from Burkina Faso, so we got to see the difference. I say we because it was John and I for both of those courses. We got to see a difference in sort of the regional styles, and the emphasis of the class of the guy from Guinea was very like, we have to all be in perfect sync with each other and let's build a groove, and it was that community thing, and it wasn't so much about the master drummer. And I thought the Burkina Faso style was a little bit more soloistic, like let's build the groove and then solo over it. But it was really cool.
I want to interrupt really quickly. This is a common trap in JRPGs that you get a big dialogue dump, and they can tell if you're just falling asleep hitting the A button, because it's programmed to repeat it if you accidentally keep pressing the
I
button
know.
until you start paying attention, which is the worst.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
What would you call this like genre of music? If you had to pick one genre for this music.
I'd say steel drum music.
Yeah. This is what's playing at the resort. You know, like you never leave the resort, but everything is kind of piped in and sanitized.
So like Calypso for tourists? Like
Calypso
exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Calypso elevator.
It's not quite elevator. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it play. I love that the solo piano is sad.
Well, here's what I think that they're doing a Chopin Nocturne thing here.
Yeah, for sure they are.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna post in chat. It's Brigitte Enger playing all of the Chopin Nocturnes.
Okay.
Because, and you know, you all can go back and look at this, but in particular, I'd like to draw, because I don't think there's a way for me to like take over the sound of the stream and play it for us.
No, if you link me, I can pause RetroArch and play it though. Do you want
that'd
to
be
do
cool.
Quick?
Yeah, because I've got there's a couple in
Alright.
particular that I want to compare this to and just see what we all
Hold
are
on a
thinking
second.
of it.
Yep, I will add it into the stream. Give me one moment here. Just like I did for the Tangle Deep commercial a minute ago.
And then I'll also post the transcription of it so that we can compare. So this is the first one it reminds me of. It's just number one.
Oh, sorry, I moved it. It'll start over again after this
no, that's
ad.
fine.
My bad.
And luckily, Ryan, they're all linked in the description too.
Okay, excellent.
So yeah, the first one's just number one.
Arabesques.
This isn't number one.
Hey, Dana, load it up and give me a timestamp to jump to. That's like...
They're in the,
Boom sounds.
they're in the description, Ryan. So the first one
WC
is
for airports.
It's 6.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is all Claude Debussy, not Chopin.
I know. It's womb music. It's airport music. As they poor Debussy.
Yeah, I thought you gave me a different link. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I did.
I probably just messed it up somehow.
Maybe clicked on one of her other ones.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you started with the right one.
I know.
Okay.
All right, here we
It's
go.
like
We're like
it's a
Chopin.
day.
All right, sorry, team.
Like French, Polish, whatever.
The interface to do this in the stream is actually kind of bad.
Okay, the next one is number 7 at 3053. It's basically all the number ones. So that was Opus 9, number 1. This is Opus 27, number 1.
All right.
I don't think that was the one I meant. I meant Opus 37, number 1. Whoops, I wrote the wrong thing down.
Yes, this is exactly what you meant. Yes.
It's the same key. Oh yeah.
This is specifically the piece that's referenced when it hits that opening chord, for sure.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
So why did they call him Todovsky, the musician that's here, when obviously they needed Chopin instead?
Because they couldn't make a frog pun on that. Duh. Frogeric Chopin? It doesn't work.
Well, that's might be better than Todovsky.
Yeah, Frogeric is pretty
Honestly.
awesome. Do you have any more of these to reference?
Let's see. The posthumous ones,
Okay.
if I recall. It's the melody when it comes in here.
All right, should we jump back and listen to the in-game piece now?
Oh wait, let this finish real quick, because it's the end of this phrase in particular. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, now go back and compare this against our sad theme. Isn't it just called, sad song? It's totally Chopin.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
It's also filtered through this kind of old-timey,
Like honky-tonk piano.
yeah, almost like
Yeah.
old cinema, but it's definitely Chopin, like, sort of filtered through that.
It's
in
not
my
a
opinion.
detuned piano, but it does feel like a saloon piano somehow.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite themes in the whole game.
I mean, and this whole sort of, the harmonic progression is just, like, classic.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Chopin being used for, like, one of the saddest moments in the game.
Yeah. It's just, there's so much chromaticism happening. I remember looking at the fan transcription. Thank you, Sebastian, for the fan transcription. And going, that's such a fun, like, twisty melody. It's so chromatic.
Yeah.
But then we've got this kind of waltz thing going on, and certainly there are plenty of those by Chopin, but then we have this kind of... I was immediately like, this sounds just like all the nocturnes, which gave me an excuse to go back and listen to all the nocturnes, which was fun. To answer Doug's question, this is on ninsheetmusic.org, so I don't know. It just says arranged by Sebastian.
I have a suspicion that me and Doug know who that is.
Maybe you do. Well, thank him for me. Frogfucius, I love him. I want him to be in my party. He's so cool.
Yeah, the froggy stick.
You can whack people with it. Are you gonna go hang out with Todosky now?
Yeah. Wait, it's the other way though, isn't it? Or is it this way?
No, it's this one.
I think it's this one.
So, for those of you who've read Will...
Oh, yeah.
It's not Will Cheng's book. He wrote the afterword in Will Gibbons's edited collection.
Right.
And
Pink book?
Yes.
Okay.
And the afterword is this sequence. Where you get to punch in your own stuff. Oh, it is the other way to meet frog. Oh no, this way here.
No, it's down the way.
Good
Yeah.
old solfege
Melody Bay.
lesson.
Jumping on the tadpoles.
That's
Here
right.
we go. Ludomusicology at its best.
That's right.
Right here.
A little tedious, but you're jumping on tadpoles here, so.
No.
I love how you
Oh,
helped him read his whole
Only
speech.
this worked the cops.
I love that he's like modeled after. Yeah, I love that. I do that when I'm excited.
Alto
And then you got
card
the alto card.
of member.
That's right.
Why is that the lowest level? Because if it was just a range thing, we'd start with the bass card. So.
Yeah, the tenor card comes later. They're above the altos.
It's amazing that this just presumes treble clef. Amazing.
Is it though? Why not alto clef?
I know. I mean, that's where the little rock is, right? You would think. One would think. Children would think.
I like that you can put in any combination of 8 notes and it sounds fine.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 minute. The dog is giving me a look. I think we might have to go outside for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? Alto Clef made me think of Zoidberg.
And now you go over here to use your alto card, right?
Yeah, you can buy fancy power-up drinks.
That's right.
The juice bar.
Yeah, I don't want any of those.
Doug, is this your guys' comps doing the melody in Mario RPG? You know, this is similar to Mario Paint, though. There are no accidentals. We are confined to diatonic melodies.
That is true, yes.
In treble clef, right?
Yeah.
Or is there
That's
bass clef too? I don't know.
No, there's only treble clef.
Just treble, right? Like one ledger line or something.
That's a great way of putting it. Other games with quote sheet music. That's my new favorite way of describing this.
Well, I can answer Doug's question about how kids playing those games, it affects music learning. In my chapter on Mario Paint, in Michael Austin's book, I'm being that guy right now, I'm sorry.
That's okay, because your chapter's really awesome. You're allowed to be that guy.
Oh, thank you. The anecdote I open with is being a little kid, and I had one of those Fisher-Price xylophones, and, where every bar is a different color, and it's like a C major scale, and I would sit there, I was really obsessed with the Sound of Music, and I would try to, learn the songs from the Sound of Music on my little xylophone, and a friend of my mom's, who was a piano teacher, noticed that I was getting really frustrated because there were notes I couldn't hit, so... I was running into issues where I could play most of, do, re, mi, because it's mostly diatonic, but then I would hit to, 16 going on 17, and I would be like, I play this on here. I couldn't figure... I knew that something was missing, but I didn't know what was missing. So she was like, get that girl in lessons. And then my parents didn't.
My biggest problem with Mario Paint is that you couldn't save. So you would spend 2 hours typing in this immaculate Final Fantasy IV arrangement, only to have somebody trip over a power chord or some crap and you'd lose it.
Oh no, I had this little Walkman recorder. It was real little. It was that big. Little by the standards of a Walkman. But I used to record. The Super Nintendo was in the basement, and as were the other game systems. And I used to just sit there right in front of the speaker and record all of the music. So that was how I preserved my greatest, recordings. I was really partial to the plane, which made an acoustic guitar sound.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. I love the plane.
Hey, are we waiting for Karen a minute?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
But you could save your, paintings and stuff and your animations in Mario Paint.
Yeah.
Yes,
but you
but
couldn't
not the
save
music.
the music,
pretty
because the
limited.
music is ineffable, So...
Yeah.
Doug's comment about learning how to solve the musical puzzles is the first 3 semesters of all music theory.
That's
I
true.
know. That's why I did it.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, so
All right.
Julianne, you know how last week you called me a closet theorist?
Yes.
Guess who just got a side gig tutoring AP music theory students?
Nice.
Well done.
Excellent.
Live your truth.
I immediately texted Steve because I was like, you have graded this exam in this very state. And so immediately he was like, well, what are they struggling with? I'm like, well, I haven't seen any of them yet. But, the band director had mentioned to me one of their things was diminished versus half diminished chords. And he said, wait, I have to pull up the text. This was so good. While we're just doing music we've heard before.
Yeah, Doug, I think that's totally fair. I found out what I'm teaching in the fall officially, by the way.
Yay!
What's that?
Oh, here it is.
3 courses, not 4, which I have to say I'm pretty excited about.
That is exciting. What are you teaching?
I'm teaching Introduction to Video Game Audio, Video Game History, and a class on esports broadcasting and Twitch TV stuff.
Oh
Basically,
my god.
how to do this.
That's awesome.
Perfect. It's so perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so here was the comment that made me laugh. Diminished 7 sounds like a lady tied to the railroad tracks. And
Wow.
half diminished sounds like romantic angst. And then in parentheses, Tristan? I was like, I kind of love that. Those images are perfect.
The kids these days don't know what any of that means.
Yes.
Ladies tied to railroad tracks.
I feel like when you hear it though, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Can't unhear it. Doug, this semester I'm teaching percussion.
LOL.
Yeah, I'm not teaching any adjuncty courses this semester, and it's weird, but liberating.
I don't know, my class is going great. I'll have to write one of that.
What are you teaching this semester?
I have one section of the classical contemporary survey, and I have a pretty good bunch. Like they're really into exploring non-canon things, so that's
Nice.
cool to have a captive audience for exploring an art textbook. I'm teaching I always teach our research methods and bibliography / intro to musicology class, which is kind of cool.
Ooh. If I had that combined, I would have loved it so much more.
I mean, none of them are musicology students. They're all mostly masters in some sort of performance. Trying to think about the look. And we pass on tonal theory analysis.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
It's super cool.
Did you say atonal theory or tonal theory?
Pretonal?
Pretonal.
Yeah. So today we did a class on the monochord. And
Oh yeah, I saw that. I love monochords. You can do do all the things. You're like, whoa, look, it's 2/3. It's a fifth.
I know. In monochord, and we set it up with Guido, and we got to be good friends with Guido, and it was awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Big hearts for Guido.
big ups. Guido.
We had a monochord in my office when I was a TA at Minnesota.
They need more love, the poor monochord.
There's got to be something on Redbubble with like the Guidonian hand looking really cool.
Oh, I would love
Oh,
that.
yeah. There was one. There totally was one. I saw.
I'm not surprised.
I will find it for you.
I need it for SMT.
Yeah, I think Redbubble is just going to be the like unofficial sponsor of all of my conferences from now on.
Nice. I have to say, I didn't mention it last time. Doom Reverb is an awesome name for an attack.
Oh, I
That's
missed
a
it. Which is
big metal band,
It does sound like a metal band. It's very metal.
like a black metal band. Doom Reverb, man. Have you heard their latest album? It's so good. Oh, here we go.
So those blocks are basically 3D
Oh.
versions of the things that you would... Wait. Never mind.
I'm too distracted by how awesome this Guidonian hand is.
It's not even the best one that exists, but it's a pretty good one.
It doesn't come on the chiffon tee, though. Those are my jam. Although I might get some of the tanks like you had for Snake Man, because they're a little. The chiffon tee is a cropped thing, so I have to have something under it. The tank looks like a normal length, right?
Yeah, I thought so. I really liked the way that it fit, and that the tank thing I had to get like in a super small size. The t-shirts I had to get larger, so because they're all bulky. So but yeah.
Yeah.
I have to stop shopping now.
Well, I've got a fun one for next week for this stream. I've told myself, like, maybe one a month. But yeah, I love me some free tonal theory. I never got to take it, and so I'm envious of anyone who does.
Yeah, me
I'm
neither.
having the best time.
A little bit.
It's really cool. The last time I taught this class, I had 4 students in it, all graduates. This time I have 12. It's awesome. People were like, dude, we heard this was an awesome class. We want to have this class. And it's really cool. So we spent 2 weeks now in Ophany, and we're going to go explore some other people next week. It's like having a really fun.
Yay! Yeah, the blocks from Super Mario World that have, like, the 2 eyes.
Yeah, the flippy blocks that you hit them from below and they
That's
rotate.
what I meant. I had to Google it. I was like, wait, that's not what they were.
Are they really eyes, or are we just anthropomorphizing them?
Shut up.
So many things have faces in Super Mario games.
I think they're really eyes.
Because, like, they look like the stars, but they're blocks, right?
Yeah. I always thought they were eyes. Maybe.
I think they're... Now, if they have faces, though, are they alive? Does Mario kill them if he spin jumps?
That's why they turn blue when you step on them. You're suffocating them all the time.
You know, I think that's the first time I've ever been hit by one of those enemies. They always just run away from me otherwise. I need to go the other way.
But as per the "Are we just putting eyes on it" discussion, I submit to you, Scott McCloud. He has a whole, the whole section where he's talking about the universality of the cartoon face and how, it's pretty miraculous actually that our brain commits closure to the extent that we see dots as eyes and a line as a mouth. Actually, here's the whole face. Understanding comics is like one of the greatest books ever written. It's absolutely incredible. I reference it constantly.
I should buy it. Yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
We have a whole part of our brain dedicated just to seeing and perceiving faces.
Yeah.
Called the fusiform face area. Which is weird because usually there's parts of your brain are like, I could do lots of things, but this one area is like, no. All I do is see 2 dots in a line and I'm like, that is a person.
Because it is a person, totally.
That book's already 24 years old. My goodness. Ugh. But it's so good.
Okay, this is
All of them are.
to get the
He has
How'd that get lost?
understanding comics, making comics, reinventing comics. They're all really good. And then The Sculptor, which made me cry. It's beautiful. Beautiful book. That was like the big thing because, he was like the wunderkind with Zot, which was kind of, it starts out like a superhero story, and then it takes it to this very human and unexpected place. Great storytelling, and then he wrote all his Understanding Comics books where he's just like theorizing about the form. And so then he was like, I'm working on a new graphic novel, and everyone's like, well, you just told us like everything about comics and how to make them and what makes them good, so there was no pressure. And then The Sculptor is a beautiful story, so I recommend it.
I really like how Bowser looks in this game.
Especially because he's a playable character. Whoops, spoilers.
Wait, I forgot about that.
Is this the first game that makes Bowser a comic figure?
Comic? Probably.
Because subsequent Mario games also later do that.
Yeah.
Where they give him a little bit of... Well, there is something silly about this eternal battle that the two of them are in, and nobody dies. Nobody's out for the count.
Right.
Oh, this theme. Can we just take a second?
Yeah, we can.
So we did already talk about this one, right?
It's
Not that
come
we
up
can't.
once before.
Not that we can't keep talking about it.
It's so good.
I love the meandering melody. It's very Super Solver's Mystery.
It brings you back to that Old West theme, with the river. But way different in tone.
It's that boom, 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 boom.
And our coconuts.
Yep.
Totally coconut.
It's almost like Western meets a little bit like Mob with the accordion.
That's the accordion. Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're
And
definitely going for that
jokes.
kind of mobster thing.
For
Where
sure.
my treasure's okay. Good.
Arpeggios, I think, as Doug said last time, for arpeggiators.
Carapages.
Fudge.
You know what this reminds me? Well, we already said this. It reminds me of Shadow from FF6.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Just the accompaniment.
By the way, note that after he tells you to go left, straight, right, you can take his stuff. It's totally fine at that point.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you've been nice to him, so.
That's right, so you deserve his stuff.
I love that they screw with that, though, because you do just steal stuff from people's homes all the time in games. Also, how cute that they have dolls of everybody.
I know.
This theme that's playing right now is adorable.
It's like the lullaby version of the original theme.
It's the Mario World theme.
Mario World, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just their way of reusing the Midas River sprite for Mario. Making him a doll.
We gotta use this again. Very frugal.
We programmed it.
Wrong number.
Wrong number is an amazing Wolseleyism.
What are we gonna call that? Boom, 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 boom. Other than reminiscent of Star Tropics.
And also used on
It's
the
just
world map
it's a
theme.
bell sample pitched inappropriately low.
Yeah. The little tuba. Below the belt bell samples. Nicely done.
You said inappropriate.
I love that he's like, well, Mario's dead, so you can have Bowser instead.
Does this play a game within a game? Whoa.
And then he's like, who the heck is Gino? Local hero.
So right there, notice the doll repositions itself. It gives you a very subtle clue
yeah.
at this point that
Yeah.
the doll is more than it seems, because the kid doesn't do that.
But it's just like how when you were little and you had different toys from different kinds of franchises and you tried to mix them up
Mm-hmm.
and make
Yeah.
them in the same world. I like how it makes that part of this game.
It's so true. Incidentally, the him shooting the actual charge at Mario reminds me. Do you know what the most expensive of the plastic Star Wars toys that were ever released is?
No
What?
idea.
It's a rare Boba Fett where he could actually shoot a little rocket,
Yeah.
Whoa.
and they
Nice.
had to take it off the market because it was a small part choking hazard.
Yeah.
So it's very very rare. There were a couple prototypes.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a great documentary on them on Netflix. It's really good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I only watched the first third of that, so I watched the Star Wars part.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's
there's
called
some,
like the toys that made us or something like that?
Yeah, the toys that made, and they were talking about how some of the figurines were the wrong color, or they had the wrong clothes on because they were prototypes, and then they never really got sold. But you could find them sometimes, but they're really rare. And I was like, that's
And just how many things they would swap out a different piece and then just repaint it.
Yeah.
My favorite story was the guy like going into the meeting realizing that they didn't have the Jawa robe, and so he cut up his sock because he had a brown sock on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
They loved it.
meeting.
It's like,
Those poor guys.
my sock. Please.
Ugh, I never get sick of this name. I wish it was everywhere.
You should make it so this theme is literally everywhere in this game and see what happens. See if Dana regrets saying that.
Just every town theme can be replaced with something like this. Similarly to how in FF6, like, I'm all about the weirder town themes, like Jador in the Dark World when it's like all mysterious.
Yeah.
Or when you go to Zozo and it's like the slam shuffle. I'm like, I could hear this in more towns. I'm down with this. Kids playing in the city streets or whatever it's called is kind of great. Well,
Towns like defined by like mercenaries or like people in it for the money. So it's like a kind of an
or like
RPG
it's an
trope.
occupied city, like.
And then the occupied, like martial law is always on track.
Yeah.
Love me some accordion. I'm telling you, one of these years at Nakfagum, like that'll just be like candy. There will be no substance to it. It'll just be like me talking about accordion and games. I have to find some hook to make it interesting. But then I'm gonna do like I'm gonna pull what Matthew Thompson did. I'm gonna do all live demos. So anything I talk about, I'm gonna have to bring my
Do you
accordion.
remember at the first Nakfagum, someone, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, brought a concertina to talk about Monkey Island and like serenaded us over lunch. It was like the best thing.
Was it Oren?
I'd have to check the program. I have no idea.
I just put
It's been 3 or 4 years ago now, so in fairness, I feel like I'm justified in not remembering.
I thought it was Oren that talked about Monkey Island.
I will look this. I have this right here because I just put all of them into my Zotero.
Nice.
Except Zotero is kind of slow, kind of crappy.
I use Evernote. I never really transferred over to the ones that are designed specifically for bibliographies.
I also use I use too many things though. I use Evernote, I use Scrivener, Zotero.
Scrivener is my life, basically.
I do like Scrivener, and also Microsoft Word.
Yeah, Scrivener's just a repository. I still write in Word, and I'm trying to use Zotero, but I keep forgetting it's there.
I've been told to migrate over to Zotero, and I'm not opposed to the idea of it, but whenever I have to do any work, I never remember to do it. I like this piece of music. We're going to stop for a minute. It's a deceptively longer loop than you think it is, because they managed to change the timbre on you so neatly. This minor section here reminds me of like a pre-Guardia Forest piece. I mean, the rest of it is so unrelentlessly pleasant. What becomes really apparent is if you go listen to the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack and listen to the theme that plays in Wonderland. Oops, I didn't mean to fast forward there. If you listen to the Alice in Wonderland track, you'll immediately realize that they're the same composer. Because it's very, very much like this. The rhythmic pacing of it all. It's like, this is how forest themes get done.
And all those double reads.
That's right, that really awesome bass line. Plus bells plus strings as a combo.
The more reedy, the more woody I think things sound. It's definitely a Nintendo-y kind of forest theme trope. Because you see it in a lot of like the rare games.
Yeah.
Like Banjo-Kazooie.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Kong Country does it too.
Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64. It's Eugene Veliansky did the Monkey Island paper in
Yes, that's
Nactivago
Oh,
Thank you.
2014.
Why did I think that was Orin? What did Orin did a paper at that, right?
Did he? I thought it was the next one. Maybe it was.
Orin said number 2.
Orin did a nostalgia paper, Golden Sun,
Okay, yeah.
in 2015.
I see.
Also, this composer, for what it's worth. No, that's not right.
No, it's
Golden Sun
Montoy
is someone else.
Sakuraba,
Yep.
because it actually is in the title of the paper. Not that I actually know that.
No, as soon as I said it, I remembered that it was Sakuraba.
So, the first link was just a piano transcription. What I like, the second one is from the MuseScore repository where you can upload your arrangements. But I wanted to point that one out because this is there's a comment. You can leave comments on people's scores. And the top one is, this is probably the only song anyone knows from this game, myself included.
I think it's been like very highly remixed and sort of beloved in the community.
This song?
Yes.
I think it's
I'll
just got
check,
such
but-
a sense of wonder to it. You know, it's very modular. There's a lot of cool sections to it. There's a lot that's very memorable here.
I think it's like one of the very first OC remix things I ever downloaded was like a remix of this. Maybe that's why I think of that.
Let's see how many 31 tracks from this game on Overclocked Remix right now.
That's it?
31 is a lot, in fairness.
Is it?
Yeah. What's the name of this track?
Beware the forest mushrooms.
3 versions of that track.
That's surprising. Well, that Julianne, that
Oh,
shows
there's
you
a
how
really,
just how
really
memorable
great
it is.
one. That's what it is. Yeah. I
Is
like
it the really great one?
I'm sure the other 2 are great too. No offense to the other 2 that I don't remember off the top of my head. Bobblehead Inspiration sounds like an awesome name for a track. But 3 mushroom dances.
Yeah.
In the style of Dvorak's Slavonic dances, but this tune.
Oh, sweet. Post it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to link that in the chat.
I wonder what lends this track to.
I remember that remix well, and it's good.
Slavonic dance.
Okay, straight, left,
I hear
right.
it. So like that, we just cut it off with the battle theme, but da 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 da. That little modal shift.
Yeah.
That's very focused to me.
Get my piano.
Straight.
And then it cycles right back into minor. I love that.
Yeah. I was
Such
trying
an
to not get
elegant
hit there,
transition.
but I failed.
This is not my favorite battle theme ever, I will say. This is one that I think it's so incessantly cheerful that I get a little
I
sick of
agree.
it.
It's always like just like an E. It's just like E major. It never actually really switches. It never switches harmony. I think that's part of it.
If I had to pick one battle theme to hear forever, I'm really partial to Final Fantasy V's fight music.
Mm.
I will say, now that I've given my paper on it, the melee battle theme from the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves game is going in my like all-time greatest hits of battle music. I just think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I love, and there's an actual meter shift, and it's I
It
like
helps
listen-
that this is like
I listened to it,
Dorian
like,
too.
Great.
Oh yeah, the modal
Left.
character is definitely attractive.
Very Slavonic dance, you know? 'Cause it's
Mhm.
Dorian, which is so many things are Dorian in video games, but
Right.
and other music, but
That didn't get me anywhere. Thanks to this person in chat who told me what to do. I'm sure you are right.
Oh, I wasn't even. I was just jamming out on the track. I didn't even pay attention to what route you were taking.
no, I'm not even looking. Just listening.
Not good. Yeah, force mazes are not good for having one of the better tracks in the game.
There we go. This is a really important one to find, too. Ah, I've got to remove that from my,
It's like the same song, right? Sounds just like it.
No,
it doesn't. Let's remix the Gato song and this Beware the Forest of Bees or whatever this is called.
It's the mushrooms, actually, you're supposed to be afraid of. Bees are like, whatever. So I would argue they're scarier. Look at them, they have like angry eyebrows.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
If bees have eyebrows. They have knees, apparently. People said that all the time in the 20s. Things were the bees' knees.
Yeah, you were.
And they don't still say that?
Cat's pajamas.
Cat's pajamas, that's a good
Say
one.
Valier. I forgot.
This is a dumb name. I'm sorry.
I
There's no,
forgot
there's
that.
no
I'm
getting
just
around this.
Totally dumb boss. Okay, so the bees comments, I have to post the updated pain scale. Because number 5 is bees, number 6 is bees! I love that. Yeah, we probably won't get to QLEX today. That's,
No, that's gonna have to be next time.
yeah, it's a few screens away from us.
Helix is a long ways away because you have to finish Monster Town and then come back later.
Yeah, yeah. And he's hard enough, he's definitely late game boss.
I think this is gonna end up being a 4-week game for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Clarinet!
Yes.
I do like this boss theme.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Exactly. Thanks, the music, Dan.
The Bruce Lee reference is dumb, by the way. There's no reason for that.
Is Mallow doing one of these right there?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Like, all right, let me at him. Aw, little tadpole. He's brave. He's not gonna cry. Such nature. Wow.
Whoops. That's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
How come Gino can't do that teleport uppercut move normally?
No.
Oh,
They
this
want to
is
make
that
Will-
weird.
Will alone. Is he Yoda? Heart
Yeah,
now.
Yoda. He's like
Yeah.
very Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's Snarf. Yeah.
What does his eyes do that? Like, this is just like not a very coherent character. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, he's
a bow
they ran out of design budget.
with like Mickey Mouse gloves. and like Yoda and like old timey criminal.
It reminds me of how like this, what is this, 95, 96? Everything could be anthropomorphized into a person-looking thing with gloves and feet. Sonic Bubsy, remember Bubsy the cat?
No.
This is the end of that design.
Valier.
It's a very simple theme, but it works just so well. And then we go up.
Thinking about it for every song. Look at the buttons.
Yeah, I biffed it.
They have eyes.
The buttons have eyes too.
It is a horror movie. What? The pillars have eyes. The buttons have eyes.
She's meowing to be
And the eyes are closed when the button's off.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have not noticed that before.
I never really did Gino's whole thing.
Really,
He gets some of the better
Gino.
themes. I don't tend to use him much in late game.
There's one boss that he can just annihilate in a single shot. Otherwise, I don't really use him either.
Mallow just, Mallow gets strong with the magic. I enjoy Peach. I like hitting people with umbrellas.
The frying pan is pretty.
Yeah,
has
the
an epic
frying
sound effect,
pan.
too.
Very domestic.
In terms of how often the characters' attack noises and animations are in tempo with the music, I would say pretty frequently. They don't always meld with it, but they do tend to be in line with it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, there's only 3 or 4 different types of battle themes that they would have to synchronize those things to. And if they're in similar tempos, then it works.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's right. Get a freebie. That's the way it's done.
As if that was a skill thing and not just like a random.
That's right.
You're like, I did that. I made it freebie.
I willed it. That's right.
Isn't it though? Was that like a placebo effect? Like I would press Y
It's a
or whatever the
placebo
button
effect,
is.
it's random.
Oh. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it for everything.
No, what you can do though, if you're emulating, is check this out. Oh, but I can't use items right now, so nobody cares. Never mind.
Oh yeah, you can just like save state. Skim it.
Right, and then if you get it, great, use it. Otherwise, if you don't.
R.I.P. my childhood. This is what we do on the Ludo streams. We just ruin everyone's lives.
Now, I will say the
As she
time
strokes the
hits
cat.
and the timed defenses are not.
I'm very Bond villain right now.
Are not a placebo. So all the skill uses, you still have to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, nope, see, I wanted the Coca-Cola for free.
It's hard not to sit here and stroke this cat. She's the softest.
And see, that time I got it. Oop.
She knows I'm the sucker too. I'm like always wanting to give
And
her
I got
more
it
food.
there as well. So you can game the system now.
Now what? Now you're just looking up at me like I wanted down and yet I didn't. What? At least we don't have like the crazy amounts of weird vibrato on the clarinet like we've had in some other games.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank God. The clarinet is a pure instrument, unsullied by vibrations of tone.
You're wanted down.
Okay,
and all
wait,
of a sudden
speaking of that
you want back
ridiculous
up.
accent, did you all see the tweet by, what's his face? Oh my gosh, Myron somebody, the editor of City Journal, about how rap music sucks today?
Yes.
And they posted a picture of him.
It's like
He's sorry. Ludicrous. Ludicrous.
I couldn't have, like, drawn a more ridiculous man to have said that.
Did you see all the responses where they're like, oh my god, he's Martin Van Buren?
Yeah, totally on top of pre-Lincoln presidential cosplay.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I have to look this up. What was his name?
Myron somebody. Look in my tweet history.
Yeah, I think I tweeted it here. Or something like that.
it was like.
So now you jump back down. There, you're gonna want to jump back up in a second. I can see you. I can see your mind working. So many passwords that I'm having to retrieve here.
I love that his name is Symbols, by the way. That's the best.
He's a heart, music note, what, exclamation point?
And a
then
question mark, yeah.
That's pretty good.
In terms of raw
Star
attack power, I think that Gino is the best. He's the only person in the game who can hit 9,999 damage.
Really?
Yep.
9,000?
Yeah, he's
I thought it only
got
went
a
to
skill
900.
that hits square's damage limit. It's 4 nines because it's a Final Fantasy trope. And normally it doesn't work on like people you would want to do that much damage to, with the one exception, which we'll get to next week probably.
Cute little fanfare. And even that has a little bit of a, I don't know, ragtimey.
Yeah, the rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
It's similar to when you do the leveling up.
Right, yeah. I
Yep.
think
And by
it's
similar, I
right
mean
there.
it's the same rhythm.
It's the same thing. I think they just like chopped off the beginning of that and just.
So now Rosetown
And now-
has a real theme again?
Yeah. It is cute.
I love the brass. All the towns are like putting on a parade for you, and it's the best.
Yeah, clarinet. This is far from the kind of like Viennese, not Viennese, but the kind of like German town brass band coming through. This is more like dancey,
Jazzy.
jazzy, 20s, 30s kind of thing going on. 40s, I don't know. I always love that like little hiccuping part. Like it's so cute.
I love that they take the time to explain it to the kid. This game is the cutest.
Nice little error.
How does Mario do
Aw.
that? He does this at so many points. Oh my god, he does look like Martin Van Buren.
All over the ground. Glad you found him.
Wow. I feel bad for people that say things like that. Rap is anti-music. Devoid of transcendence? Oh, hell no. He did not say that.
He did. He said a whole lot of things.
Ugh.
Not nice. And they're pretty ignorant.
It's like, look at what these lyrics say. Clearly, stupid crap.
Some of the lyrics get kind of salty for my taste.
Ah.
Ugh.
If only we were just listening to more crusty old white dead men
Yeah,
from
man.
Germany. That would be great. But
Like you've been there. No?
like all the orchestra, city orchestra programming.
Yeah, exactly.
I got really excited because a bass player student the other day was like, "Oh, I'm playing the Larson for senior concertos," and I got all excited because I thought it was
So
Libby.
the
and
real
it
reason
wasn't.
we came back to Rosetown is to trigger this hidden cutscene.
Hey, I recognize that person. He looks really familiar. Yes.
I love if you talk
What
to him,
does
it
that
plays the
music
fanfare. It's the best.
We found a secret, and the secret is it's Zelda, the name of the main character.
Doug, you
Not
should
the
see a
name of
picture
the
of this
big
man we're making
character.
fun of. You are never ever going to be as crusty as this man. Alright, I
I'm
think
pretty
that's
sure
all I
you're
have
not
to do in
crusty
Rosetown.
or dead. 1 out of 3 ain't bad though. Green Mario.
Ah!
This stupid linear dungeon.
Oh, but listen to the remix of the Underworld theme. It's so good.
Okay.
It is really good. Oh, I meant to jump him.
Like all that Dublin. So tasty.
I like how the monsters disappear in a rainbow star explosion. Like, nothing is ever really that sad or bad in this
Right.
game.
Everything is rainbows. Oh. Oops.
So much
Da-da-da-da-da.
physical comedy in this game. For a
Ah!
Super Nintendo game, like, really impressive.
The physical comedy is really funny.
Like all of the times that Mario is just floating.
Yeah.
Because he's acting out something.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
he's acting out things and
all this time we've been celebrating his jumping, but like, can we take a second and recognize that he can just float? I thought that was Peach, you know? I thought that's like a
right
Mario
with her
thing.
dress.
Yeah. I always, whenever I finish Mario 2, you know, it tells you how many times you used each person. It's like Peach, all. Everybody else 0.
Oh, see, I got ridiculous about it a couple years ago and figured out a route that I use all of them 4 times, and then the game is done.
That's cute.
You know what I really like about this game is that it imparts like a very wholesome and lovely little narrative onto a game that might just be about a kind of like weird mafia-based capitalistic. I mean, like the metaphors of the Mario games where you're just trying to get coins and kill Goombas, which are Italian.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Italian word, and it's like you're in the city in the pipes, like. You can make a lot out of that, but this one is actually just like, no, it's just like actually just really sweet and funny. Like, okay. Or is
Yeah,
it?
anyone who's watched like the live action Super Mario Bros. Super Show, like, really picks up on that Brooklyn vibe.
Yeah, it does.
Not that I'm not endorsing that, like, ooh.
Yep.
Oh my god, I just logged into Facebook and saw the commentary. Karen, and I'm a spinning wheel. Karen, I'm Spinrada. It's so good. That is a favorite piece of mine. I always really enjoyed the spinning piano.
Yeah.
More, I mean, you know, we teach it alongside,
Why I have not seen that, but I'm gonna make a point of doing it. That sounds really fun.
It was teached alongside. I am having a total brain fart moment.
Are you talking about the Erlkönig?
So, and that one's got like the galloping, like kind of cool stuff happening. But I always thought Gretchen had a really interesting piano part. I'm a big fan.
I'm sure that there's some sort of weird analysis of like the idea of feminine cyclical motion versus masculine directed motion in Schubert.
That sounds a little Flarean, doesn't it?
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the way like Beethoven and heteronormativity, like I feel like that's kind of what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
All that tonic dominant motion, it's very strong.
Okay. Feminine, cadence.
Deviations from that are wandering and potentially representative of other genders or sexualities.
All the others.
And then there's my favorite McClaryism, where she's talking about Tchaikovsky, and she refers to the second theme as sluttish.
As what?
Sluttish. Sluttish, like a slut. And I remember thinking, is it okay to slut shame a musical theme?
Yeah, what does that mean?
25 or 26 when I read that, and I was like, huh, this is interesting.
Alright, our reward for doing that annoying dungeon is a new piece of music. And I love this piece of music. This is like the coolest
Yoshi's.
theme.
Oh, like the cool Yoshi, right? Or is the other Yoshi? Oh my god, I forgot about this. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Talk about the record scratch. I feel like the Yoshis kind of almost make that.
You're right. I haven't thought about that. Yoshi.
Yoshi and Boshi.
Yoshi. It's really fun time. I didn't realize how funny that was.
He should have been Broshi. That would have been the best.
Oh my god. Because he's got the sunglasses. And then his theme is just like dubstep with a huge drop.
That's right.
It'll be like, so you brought the cookies? Boom! Rhythm games, yet again. Hey, its symbol crashes.
I like how it moves the text from one side to the other, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Race time.
Brent's like, I got this.
I got this.
I do. Check that out.
Let's just take everyone's weird stomach noises and make them Yoshi sounds.
Yeah. It is nice that they teach you with the symbol, and then the symbol is what you're working to in the track. Nicely
Agreed.
done. Musical learning.
It's a very
Video game
eclectic little
about
racetrack.
learning and literacy.
It's like every genre in one. You just beat Boshi.
It's boss
new boss
Yoshi.
around
Boshi.
here. Yoshi is a very gastric being.
Oh man, I feel like I need to tweet that.
Alright.
Uh,
Yay, excellent.
I love these mailboxes.
Yoshi translates for you, but how do you talk to Yoshi? I wonder this all the time in media. Like, how do they understand what R2-D2 is saying? Or Chewbacca? Do they all
Right.
speak?
Oh, it's Moleville.
I do love the Moleville
I
thing.
wish my brother were on the chat because we had lyrics to this.
You do?
Oh, I think we would like to hear those lyrics.
No, they're not good.
Fair.
Yeah.
If they're not good, we especially want to hear the lyrics.
It's just a few words. I'm not doing. Literally just repeating "Be my lucky pal" over and over again. Those are the lyrics. Be my lucky pal, be my lucky pal. Like the whole song.
So
I don't
it's
know where
not-
this started. But then it became every video game song we would try to fit "Be My Lucky Pal" into the lyrics. I mean, at the very end, it's sort of like "Be My Lucky Pal." Anything that has 5 of anything becomes "Be My Lucky Pal."
Nice.
I told you it was dumb.
So this also has kind of a folk songy.
No brass here, though. Oh no, in the bass, I guess.
There's
Yeah,
the
we got-
There's always this sort of. This game is very gastric, actually. It's not just the Yoshis. The
It almost
brass.
has like a German vibe with all of. I enjoy that. I enjoy this little like sleep bubble
the
noise.
sleep bubble.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's so
Be my
old-timey.
lucky pal.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
I'm not here to impress anybody. I'll sing everybody's dumb lyrics for the video games.
Thank you.
I want somebody to come up with what sound is a German marimba. I think that's the accordion, Doug. You mean the accordion.
Marimba. Yeah. I really gotta dig out. I gotta put Eric on the stream sometime so y'all can meet him. Eric's my accordion.
I need to get my accordion fixed. Ever since you got yours, I've been jealous.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what if we could have like accordion jam via Twitch?
We will at some point. We'll both
Everyone will
play accordion
tune
on
into
stream.
that stream.
We won't scare anybody away with dual accordions.
What if we actually learn?
That would require practice on my part, and it's not going to happen.
Oh, it's not that hard. Oh my gosh. Things that I want to do. Hashtag goals.
Life goals.
Oh, so we were talking about cauliflower earlier and how I like to make like faux buffalo chicken wings. Not that they're trying to be chicken. I think we should just let them be themselves. But, but you know, baked cauliflower, fried breaded cauliflower, delicious, and then you toss it in like a wing sauce, and then you can just dip it in.
I
I'm a
agree
blue
with
cheese
Kate
or
here.
ranch person.
Accordion choir.
Yes.
Mm.
I was saying I was on a kick of like making all of these like faux vegetable substitutes. Tonight I made eggplant bacon, which if y'all haven't seen that, I'll post a link It's one of those things that the internet flipped out about because they're like, you can't, that's not bacon, like, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, oh, you brush, like, thin, like, peeled slices of eggplant with, like, liquid smoked paprika and tamari, and then you fry them. I was like, that sounds so good.
Fried eggplant is delicious.
Yeah,
It
and
really
they're real
is.
thick
I
strips,
like
so they don't get like soggy the way the bigger pieces of. Oh my god, they're so good. Here's the recipe.
I
in the
must.
chat.
I just must. Yeah, I got it.
So good, and really good. Just like over a salad, so good. But I would also do like a faux BLT.
Yeah.
But you know, like most of these, like all of my veggie burger recipes are delicious, but they're not trying to be meat, and that's why they work.
Right.
Liquid smoke.
We got the same thing.
That looks like somebody I am gonna have to play Rocket League with, and he's gonna leave on me. That looks like.
Not to bring up AIM again, but that's pretty good old 2000s era.
When it said Liquid Smoke, my new band name, I just thought this. I thought it was Teen Squad. That's a good band name. Band name. Band name, band name. Aha! I like cloth! Oh, you know what time it almost is? It's almost Valentine's.
I know. We are sending. The Thompson household is sending Valentine's cards to everybody this year since we didn't get Christmas cards done.
Fun. Are they going to be Teen Girl Squad with them going Valentine's?
No, they will not.
Valentine's is serious times. What are we gonna get? Several boys. How are we gonna get them? Is it voodoo? Oh man, yeah, we're also getting close to the time of year where I share my infamous Bizarre Vintage Valentines with the world. I'll give a quick preview of favorites from years past here.
Okay. Doug, you're old. That's what that means.
Aren't we all the same age as Doug?
Wait,
basically.
when did Pokemon
kind
come
of.
out?
Pokemon came
I don't
out when I was
remember.
in 6th grade, folks.
I think
Yeah.
I was 5th or 6th or something like that.
I honestly don't remember. I was
caught
not
all
super aware of it.
151 of the original Pokemon,
Wow, you caught them all.
including the Mew. Somebody went to a convention and got one and gave it to me.
Whoa.
Oh, buckets.
Oh my god, there's so many good vintage Valentines. I don't even know where to start. There's so many good ones.
Vintage Valentines is an excellent topic.
Here's a good one. It's false teeth that say, "I'll never be false to you, Valentine."
Good job.
Unsure about that.
I have quite the collection. There's a hammer that's "Must I hammer it in?" They seem a
Ew,
little
that's
less-
this is like grossly realistic too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then there's ones that are just like vaguely threatening or creepy.
Par for the course.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those. Oh gosh, here's a good one because it's like it's a cute pun, but then they make it way too realistic of a drawing.
Doug, I'm born in 85, if that helps.
I'm 86, the same age as Legend of Zelda.
87, the same age as Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Alright.
My brother was 81.
The same age as?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You know, I'll have to let him decide what object from 81 he wants to be aligned with. I would say Vectrex, but that was 82, so. Macvagum, we brought the Vectrex, and it was super fun.
That was fun. Just watching you bring it around.
Yeah. It's portable. It has a handle.
Wow.
So even though this gets a little weird in here, it never actually changes meter, which I find interesting.
I know. It's pretty consistent, but it's funky.
Alright, so did everyone see my second Valentine up there? Why beef when there's so much at stake? And it's like a really, freakishly realistic steak.
Oh
they
my
could have
god.
probably one, but they chose not to.
Wow. Yeah.
Here's a
really
classic.
teeth.
Yeah, the teeth are great. Here's a really good one. It's I'll tell you the pun before I post the image. It's swallow your pride and be my Valentine.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
I hope it's a bird.
It is, in fact, a bird, but
Okay.
swallow your pride. Valentine.
Okay, good.
Can you imagine
That was
getting
scary.
that? Is there ever an era where you'd get that and be like, aww?
Also, this swallow looks so disturbingly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, kill me!
Oh man.
I do like last year's Who Lives in Connecticut conversation, because it was
Yes.
everybody.
Get
Yeah.
here. I was gonna say, did you even meet up?
Meanwhile, I think I was all like, anyone from Cleveland? And everyone was like, no.
No.
No one's really from the Midwest.
Doug, you were in 80 different countries.
That's true.
Doug is everywhere at all times.
You're like, it's 4 a.m. I'm in Germany, but I'm gonna hop on
Omniscient.
because games are cool, which was cool.
Doug the Omniscient.
Hey,
Yes.
speaking of Connecticut gatherings, Karen,
Yeah?
what's the over-under on Nakavagum's next location?
Oh, okay. So I am having a meeting with the dean in 3 weeks, I think. It was the earliest that we could actually sit down and talk, and I'm still waiting to get the budget from Matt. He's supposed to be getting the budget so that I can meet with him
Okay.
with that meeting. I have some this year's budget. I don't have Jim. I thought I did. I can't find it. I'll keep coming through my email. So I can give Martine some budgetary ideas and figure out the big concern. I think the thing we need to figure out is I think she's down. I just think we have to figure out
Okay.
when. So yeah.
Nakvagum!
after that meeting, you'll have to update us again.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, here's a good one. I have hundreds of these, by the way, so I'm just gonna keep spamming everybody with creepy Valentines. There's a lot featuring butchers. There's just like a dead duck in the foot. And also he's winking.
I'm in the market for you, Valentine. I go for you in a big way.
That's disturbing. Sorry.
Oh yes.
That's
Oh,
that's so reaching and so disturbing. He looks like he's 4 years old at maximum.
Also,
Oh.
there's ones where like the pun just sounds so much worse today. Like obviously this is a baseball one, but it's a little kid going 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. That's how you score with me, Valentine.
Oh,
my
no.
Or here's one. It's a little like it's 2 little kids and it's like a film director. And he says, "I'm ready to show plenty of action."
Oh, this little girl's dress is too short, of course.
There's a lot of that. There's always
Oh.
that. Ooh, there's a thimble one that says, "I thimbly can't do without you, Valentine."
Oh.
What?
That's cute. Oh. And some of them, like, the pun is okay, I guess, but then the art makes it so much worse. Like this one.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna open one of these now. I've been playing and not participating. Gotta.
When's the last time we talked about music?
Wow,
It's been a while.
yikes.
Yeah, it's
because
the
this
same themes over and over again.
In fairness,
We
whenever
could
there is a new piece of music, we're good about it.
I should actually get these transcriptions, do some music analysis like I'm supposed to do, but I always jump on these things just like, yay! I just want to talk to my friends.
To be fair, we've already talked about this dungeon theme a couple times.
Yeah. I like
And also, I just don't like this fight music, so I don't really have anything on this.
Boo, it's just E major. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, it goes
It's pretty,
nowhere.
like German Oompa band still.
It is very German Oompa band with a little bit
There's-
of like disco flavor.
German Oompa disco. You know, I hear that
It's like the whitest battle music you could ever have.
they keep using like a tuba Oompa kind of bass line
Mhm.
in town themes in particular.
I don't like sending your Valentine the knife. I think that's bad.
Yeah,
You need to improve your game. You're sending that.
there's a lot of these that I'm like, this was a last resort. This is a funny one.
Oh, I
How
just
about a
saved
little
you, my
spooning,
bad.
honey? And it's honey and a spoon.
Good job.
Oh, here's a good one. So, this is one where I'm just like, oh, you guys, you had one job. Because it's a needle and thread, and the pun is I love you so much. But look how they spelled it.
Oh. Hey, what do we think
I
of
just-
Punchinello
I just
here as a
realized
boss?
this guy was Punchinello, like
Yeah.
as Pulcinella.
Right.
But why didn't they give him a Pulcinella
Name's-
theme?
No. I
That would've
know.
been- He just gets the regular old boss theme.
They're all just like mob bosses. Like literally. Maybe is that where the word comes from, boss? Like this weird sort of
The mafia boss.
mafia boss trajectory.
Cement shoes.
Well, that was a big waste.
Like, that's cute. It's a little twisty, but. Eh. The whole theme for me is here, right here. That's the whole.
Yeah. So Pulcinella
point
is a commedia dell'arte, like 17th century Italian Neapolitan stop character.
Ah, yes, yes. Thank you for pointing that out, because we should explain.
Yeah, we
let's
shouldn't
see if
just
we can-
assume that like everybody is in on the joke.
Let's find a cute image. Pulcinella is actually kind of creepy looking because he's got like a white hood on, and then like one of those weird like long nose masks.
Right, like a Dr.
Here's one of them.
sometimes, right?
Here's one of him dancing. This is
Famous ballet called Pulcinella, based on the same character.
I don't
he
remember this
wears all
boss being
all
this easy.
white. Maybe you're
What
just
is-
like well done here.
What is this guy supposed to actually resemble?
So he's
He's a giant
I mean,
bomb. Look at the wick on his head.
Yeah, bomb, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant actual Pulcinella.
Yeah, not actual Pulcinella.
Pulcinella. Because the word in Italian comes from pulcino, which is like a chick, like a little chicken, and then polistrello, which is a rooster. So it's like a cross between the two.
It kind of looks like an egg.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It's an egg.
Punchinello.
I'm down with an egg.
But as these characters all have different roles that they play, and Pulcinella in particular is the voice of the people. The expression of them is lively and spirited. So that's his sort of role in.
That is definitely what this is about.
He was introduced by Silvio Fiorillo in 1620. As I'm reading, because he's not one of my more well-known characters in the group here. It's supposed to emphasize a pot belly, so I guess the egg.
Yeah.
He looks kind of anxious.
He has a pot belly here, right?
He does.
Yeah,
a
he's
little bit.
supposed to.
He kind of
Bomb
has like
And they cinch the uniform to like emphasize it. So
he has
Yeah.
kind of a Renaissance mask nose on the middle of his egg belly as well.
Interesting.
I love that this is a mezzo bomb.
Yeah, because it's the medium-sized one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they use so they're always referring to musical terminology in this game, which is really wonderful.
It is a lot of fun.
See you, Doug.
Bye, Doug.
Also, I think, Kate, if you're telling me there's way too many Tetris Valentine's Day cards, I think you need to provide some evidence.
I agree with
Cite
that
your
assessment.
sources. Pixar didn't happen. Otherwise, I'll just keep posting mine. I can do this all night.
What the hey? Is that what he just said?
Yep.
They're like, wait.
This is a fine message.
So if that was the
Let's
mezzo,
scram.
is this the soprano, or
Right, the soprano bomb.
would it be the basso? 'Cause
Even more
usually big
Italian.
things are lower in pitch.
Ding 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 ding.
Aw, that's a cute one on Etsy. Notice the total silence here, other than the sound effects.
Yeah. Also,
And then
Julianne,
yeah, then
in key,
we get
I'm
the start.
impressed. Good job.
And they all do the spin. I love that. They
I
look
love
so
the
happy.
spinning happy dance.
Yeah.
We all need to do that the next time something good happens.
I want to do the Todovsky. That's mine. That's easier to do sitting, too.
My chair spins, in theory.
That's true.
I'd be more impressed if Karen's couch spun. That would be, like, really awesome.
Wow. If it was like on some sort of...
You just have to look at it and then your eyes spin. It's great. Works out really well.
Perfect.
I could drink until my eyes started to spin next time. Let's see how that goes.
They may be in like an
You'd be playing really well.
I know all those timed hits that are required in this game would go exceptionally well. I don't need a warning, I'm Mario.
Moleville Mountain Ride. Alright, here I've got the... Here's the theme.
Okay, it's a jump.
So here we get this kind of like fiddly thing going on. It has like the galloping rhythm. But that melody is totally like middle school fiddle piece for orchestra. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, middle school orchestra plays this on a concert and feels really cool. It's not in a good key to actually play it on. I always hated this game. I've never been any good at this.
It's hard.
Some of those turns are just brutal.
Here I come. Yay! Okay.
Now we get our little Donkey Kong moment in here, right? Anyone?
Yes!
Right.
Minecart ride?
Carnage.
And now you're back to more annoying stuff.
Back
Log.
to this like folksy side game, mini game music that is
Yeah,
so beloved by the Mario series.
yeah. Well, I was just saying it's like middle school orchestra, like fiddle tune, you know?
Yeah. Very working class.
I guess that is probably what they're trying to get at.
I think
Yeah,
so.
like Appalachian,
Yeah.
which, you know, huge fiddle tradition in that region. And as a violinist, I get us all the time whether I fiddle, and I'm pretty dismal at it, so it's a different idiom. Like, I can play the notes, but I don't sound like a fiddler. Well, that's the worst one. I
It's a
hate.
different-
Oh, I hate
Totally
that.
different dialect.
Yeah, it really is. You know, bow technique, positioning, and even just the amount of slides. You know, in classical training, you're trained to like zero in right on the center of the pitch of a note, and so it can be even hard to sort of unlearn that in order to fiddle well. There are definitely people that do both brilliantly. I'm not one of them.
Ooh, I hate this part
That
of the game.
sequence. That sequence more than any other, because I guess it's sort of like third, like trailing camera. I can feel, like I can remember how that feels to play.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of Contra 3.
Mm.
The second
Yeah, it
stage
goes
of
with-
Contra 3 is an annoying overhead part that I hate as well.
Yeah. So that mixed with the Donkey Kong minecart levels.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong
And like,
Country.
look at this background.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
in the Rocky Mountains.
And they all have like folksy speech too, so I definitely think that
Yeah,
It's next
man,
we're making
folk.
here.
Thanks.
yeah, folk. They're so folksy.
Do you feel like this town would be overwhelmingly voting for Trump?
Yikes.
No,
Because
I'm not
they're
gonna acknowledge. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
okay.
I think they're too. I want to say that they're too kind.
That's true. Like you want to believe that.
There's a
Maybe
kindness.
this shouldn't be posted on YouTube.
What did I do?
Be my lucky man. Yeah, she loves her marimba.
Mhm. Because it allows you to get that good like roll. I mean, I know that you could do a tremolo. Tremolos are so much more nervous than a roll on a marimba.
Yeah.
And it's
Now
really
we-
interesting in this town too, which like really it seems very specifically kind of old-timey country Appalachian coal miner. You still get the marimba, which always has sort of like a level of calypso. Hand it over, that's right.
I don't think
But
we're
it's
gonna have
not
time
like-
to do Booster's Tower tonight because we need to slow
fine.
down and take a nice long time to do it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good music and that we can talk through that section too.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. There's like, despite the marimba being a little out of place, the way they use it, it has this kind of simple, open, folksy. The harmonies are very simple, so it doesn't seem at all incongruous to listen
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a unmarked default instrument, which is
Mhm.
really interesting.
In this game, I think so.
If I go
we
back
have time to
to
listen-
Tadpole Pond, do I get another melody from him?
Have you found the person in Moleville that tells you the melody?
Is there somebody in Moleville that tells me a specific
Uh-huh.
melody? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do that. We'll go to Todovsky, then we'll save and be done.
She loves her synth marimba patches, though. Yes, she do.
What's the lucky jewel again?
I don't remember.
I like how in Breath of the Wild, if you actually go behind the counter to talk to the people of various businesses, they're like, I can sell you some stuff, but like if you just talk to me from in front of the counter, that would be fine. That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as if playing on the trope of like, it doesn't matter. You just jump around and do whatever you want. And they're like, no, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
a society.
Like, there's rules.
There are rules.
This ain't
High
Nam,
rule. That's
Smokey,
why it's
there are
called high
rules.
rule.
High rule. Oh, I see what you did there. I honestly can't remember who tells you. I think it's the little kid that like hides in the bucket, but I don't remember.
We'll find out.
But I also know the melody if we want to just do it. Because this is not one where you have to have
Here
talked
it
to
is.
the person. Oh, here we go.
Be-
Aw,
there you
she's
go.
singing. She's singing Sound of Music.
Oh, dear.
If you go to the
Oh,
mountain,
yeah.
we'll sing you the real song.
Oh.
Isn't the mountain up there?
You heard?
She's supposed to be purdy.
Purdy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is so affected.
This is the mountain. Do I have to go back in the dungeon?
I don't think you have to go in the dungeon. I thought they were on the top of the mountain.
Well, there's nobody here. I like that the dungeon music doesn't play anymore, it's just the town music now. Like you've reclaimed the dungeon to be part of the town.
Yeah. You
I love
reformed
the
it.
clap. The clap feels very Chrono Trigger.
One that's also so communal, right? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Community.
Mi, do, so, do. Re,
Re,
la,
la,
ti, do.
You do.
Dana, do you actually know that?
Yeah.
Alright, good. You're in charge of remembering it then.
Alright, Captain.
Do.
Oh wow, I'm impressed at guessing them by trial and error. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew the solfege. Somebody mentions in the frog pond that something about Moleville. Somebody alludes to the fact that the answer is in Moleville. So at least that one I knew to look for. And then after that, I knew to look for them. Oh, I love the frog theme.
Everything about Tadpole Pond is awesome.
Tadpole Pond is just so happy.
Alright, Dana?
Oh, sorry. It is me, Ray. Do.
Oh, really? Hold on.
I was like a
sounds
little
beautiful,
out of
I
sync
like it.
with you for a second there. Tadovsky. See, but he points out which ones you got.
Oh, nice. Okay, so me.
So me. Do.
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 Mi, do, sol.
Right.
Down at the bottom.
Yes.
Mm.
Do.
Okay.
Ray.
Oh, Ray takes forever. Okay.
Mi, do, so, do, re, la, ti, do. I have to sing it because
Oh, I almost missed it. Okay, here we go.
he gets like weirdly excited the closer you get. He like bobs his head faster.
It's true.
Yay!
Ah. I'm just mirroring. I need a
Adieu.
baton.
I like how
can go.
Tadovsky is French.
Is he though? Maybe they
Adieu.
just
Yeah,
They
I
figured
I
we
know.
would-
People say that when they're not
they
French.
figured we wouldn't
True.
recognize Russian. They're like, oh,
Ooh, a tenor card holder.
card.
You
Oh,
must have
my.
a big ego.
There's nothing here I want, though. Alright.
I think I've already been hit with the sleepy bomb.
I know, me too. It's part of why we're ending it now instead of doing Booster's Tower. Save it right here. Alright, next time it's going to be super fun. I love Booster's Tower. I love Princess and Bowser. All that stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Gonna get to some really good musical themes.
Yeah. For now, though, that's
All
gonna
right.
be it for this week. I'll see everybody
Thank you all for joining us.
later.
All right.